Hey guys, welcome back. Here in this session, I'm going to start a very important topic called FI MM integrations. Okay. Now here in FI MM integrations, what is happening, guys? So we'll discuss about a particular process. Okay. Look at here. Before starting this FI MM integration, we need to understand P2P process. Okay. So P2P stand for what, guys? P2P stand for procure to pay, which is followed while procuring the goods from vendor. Now, as an individual, if we have to procure something, procurement is nothing but purchase. So if you are or if I have to purchase something, simply we are going to visit market and we'll visit some 4 or 5 shops, right? Let's suppose if we have to purchase a particular laptop, so multiple, like we are going to visit somewhere city center and multiple like showrooms will be there, so we are going to visit certain showrooms and all, and will collect certain quotations means there'll be a kind of small pamphlet or piece of paper on which like laptop descriptions and all this, like what is the RAM size, what is the hard disk size, what is the additional warranty, any extra accessories they are going to provide, these all details will be written over there, right? That is called quotation. So we are going to collect some certain quotations and then we'll match the quotation, in the sense we are going to decide which is going to be the best bargain uh, for us, right? So in the same way, even like if you talk about procurement process, like organization to organization, B2B, business to business, right? Now, so if any procurement is happening, guys, the same process is there, but it's not going to happen on cash basis. Here, what we have done, we have paid the payment, in the sense we have made the payment immediately, instantly. You receive the goods and instantly the payment is also made. But if you talk about the sales or purchase, procurement, right? So B2B, in case of business to business, it is not there. It's happening on credit basis itself. Not only purchase, even sales also. For sales, again, we are going to will explain a different, what to say, integration, that is called FI SD integration. Okay, separately that is going to be discussed. That is going to be explained. Right now, here in this session, we'll discuss about FI MM integration. Okay, why it is FI MM integration, guys? Because see, we'll talk about, okay, look at here. This is a particular process. P2P is a particular process, procure to pay, right? So, which is all entire purchase related, whatever the activities are there, that is going to be part of this one, comes under P2P cycle, right? But if you talk about the configuration part, then most of the configurations are going to be done by MM consultant, and there are certain configurations which is going to be done by FI consultant also. So there is a dependency on each other, right? Independently, no one is going to configure this entire P2P. What to say? If you talk about the testing for P2P scenario, then independently it is not possible, because in real time, let's suppose once you guys become a consultant, so you guys are going to become FICO consultant, right? You guys are going to become finance consultant. Here, whatever the configurations are there in FIM integration, guys. So in this configurations, like I'm going to explain, I'm going to let you know like how many steps are there, these all. But most of the steps in real time, it is going to be done by MM consultant only. So since here we are not having any MM consultant and we have to test this P2P, entire P2P, what do you say, this one process. So that is why what we have to do, we are going to configure, even their part also is going to be done by us only. Okay, their part also is going to be done by us only. So what are those configuration steps, guys? That I'll let you know. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Now, here, before FIM integrations, we need to understand P2P process. So just now I have explained, guys, procure to pay, right? So P2P stands for procure to pay, which is followed while procuring the goods from vendor. Now, at broader level, look at here, we are having like, as I said, like individually, if we have to purchase, then we are going to visit the market and we are going to purchase the things, whatever the goods is there, right? Now here, the same case, in case of like B2B, so here, first of all, purchase order is, going to be raised. Purchase order is going to be raised. it is going to be sent to the vendor, and then what is happening, guys, vendor is going to, based on the PO, vendor is going to deliver the goods. So goods receipt is going to be posted into SAP, and invoice is also going to be sent, guys. So goods receipt is going to be posted here in SAP separately, and invoice receipt is going to be posted separately. And there is a logic behind this, guys. Why? Because see, if you talk about goods receipt and invoice receipt, guys, goods has been delivered by vendor, and even invoice is also sent by vendor. So goods is going to be delivered somewhere like, let's suppose a particular storage location is there, or somewhere like plant is there, so nearby some storage locations will be there it is going to be delivered, right? So that delivery address is different. Whereas if you talk about invoice is going to be sent to the corporate office, which is located somewhere else in the city, right? So there will be a time lag between this goods receipt and invoice receipt. So this is going to be posted separately, guys. There might be a chances that goods has been received but invoice we have not received, or vice versa. Okay, so in between, what is happening, guys, when we are going to post this goods receipt and invoice receipt entries, in that there will be a clearing account will come into picture, that is called GRIR account. I'll explain the logic behind that. Okay, don't worry. So because we have not started the configuration yet, and once the configuration is done, then only we'll perform the testing, and then you guys will be having idea about those things. Now, so PO, starting from PO, goods receipt, invoice receipt, and then once we invoice is posted, then after certain time means might be 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, whatever the terms of payment which is agreed between Tata Motor and vendor. So as per that terms of payment, the payment is going to be released to the vendor, right? And this is how one particular P2P cycle is over. Now, so here, like, starting from purchase order, right? Starting from purchase order, in case if the vendor is, if we are having like fixed vendor, if vendor is already a known vendor in the sense like, if I have to procure something, and let's suppose vendor is already decided that this procurement is going to be, or this purchase is going to be made from a so and so vendor itself. In that case, starting from PO itself, purchase order. But even if you talk about P2P cycle, then multiple other activities are also going to be done before, let's suppose if the vendor is not decided yet. In that case, what to do, guys? In that case, this is what is going to be followed. Now, okay, so now here, we'll do one thing. Okay, so starting from purchase requisition, generally I said purchase order. If the vendor is already fixed, in that case, starting from purchase order. But if vendor is not fixed, let's suppose, in that case, what is happening, guys? It is going to be started from purchase requisition. Purchase requisition means, what will happen, guys? First of all, purchase requisition is nothing but an internal document. Internal document means here the requirement is going to be created, a kind of like, let's suppose material department is there, or store department is there. So I'll tell you, MM module is like, lots of things are there in MM module also, huge and huge, and all these things related to material itself. Let's suppose all this, configurations, whatever from MM side, what is happening, guys? All the configurations, all the activities that is related to the material itself. Material means, let's suppose, like in a particular storage location, the 500 tons of raw material is already stored, right? So now what is happening, guys? Every time during manufacturing, certain certain quantity is going to be withdrawn, right? So whenever the quantities are going to be withdrawn, the entry is going to happen in SAP, right? Even what will happen, there will be a threshold limit is also going to be fixed by consultant. Okay, how they are going to set up this threshold limit, what is the configuration step for that, and even system is going to will be having an options to get automatic notifications also. Like, let's suppose if the material quantity is going to reach till 20%, it means the total overall capacity is 500 ton, and 20% means now only 100 ton is there in the storage location, in this store department. Let's suppose in store department only 100 ton material is there right now. Okay, so in that case, what is happening, guys? Automatically a notification is going to be triggered to a concerned person that this material already reached the threshold limit. So in that case, what is happening, guys? Then they have to procure. So before procurement, they need certain approval also, right? So first of all, purchase requisition is going to be created, and purchase requisition, it's an internal document, guys. Okay, which is a kind of document which is created and it is going to be sent to the higher authority, whoever the responsible person is there, for the approval that these are the material which is supposed to be procured because already it has reached the threshold limit, right? So first of all, creation of purchase requisition. Now what next, guys? Next one is PR approval. Purchase requisitions, whatever is created, that is going to be approved by a particular person. Might be from management side, some authorized person will be there, is going to approve this PR. Okay, so now here, after that, what is happening, guys? So once the PR is approved, then we'll have to find out the vendor. So for like in every organization, if you talk about Tata Motor, they'll be having purchase department. Okay, from sales side, sales department will be there. What is the work of purchase department, guys? Even though this is not our area, but still I'll just explain. I'll give some a bit explanations about these things. Now, what is the use of this purchase department, guys? This purchase department, generally they will keep on finding new vendors from market. Let's suppose there is a particular raw material which is any particular, like material X, okay, material Y, material Z. So multiple such kind of raw materials are required for manufacturing, right? So for this material, already they are having like three vendors, three suppliers are there, right? For this one, only two suppliers are there in the market. For this one, again, four suppliers are there. So they will try to increase the supplier. Why? Because if they are going to be dependent on very limited number of vendor, in that case, what will happen, guys? This is called monopoly, in the sense like vendor knows that their totally dependencies are there on us only. So they are going to increase the price as per their convenience and all, right? So in that case, purchase department, they'll keep on finding new vendors in the market. They'll keep on negotiating on the price side, right? Apart from this, payment terms also. Apart from this, like, okay, if order is going to be placed, then within how many days you guys are going to deliver the product. Multiple things are there which is going to be discussed by purchase team with the vendor. Okay, so this is how the competition is going to increase, and once the competition is going to increase, then the materials are going to be procured at best price, right? Now, so this is what the work of purchase department. And even they are going to, it means most likely they are going to negotiate, they are going to find out the vendor, they are going to negotiate with the vendor, and once the deal is finalized, then what will happen, guys? Then let's suppose if deal is finalized, of price and everything is okay, and if they agreed, and then let's suppose if we have to, or else purchase department has to place certain order. So if the order is going to be placed, then what is the first activity, guys? The first activity will be done by purchase department or purchasing team is to sending a request to the master data team. Okay, master data team means that is called MDM team, right? Master data management team. The first thing is, okay, a request is going to be, first of all, a request is going to be raised by purchase department uh, to the master data team. What is the use of? Because see, I'll tell you now here. We are talking about P2P process. P2P process means, let's suppose, starting from purchase order itself. So purchase order means what? This PO is going to be created against a particular vendor. Let's suppose purchase department has already decided that yes, this is the vendor and this is totally new vendor. So we have to place certain order. Why? Because they're agreed for the, let's suppose, lesser price or whatever the things are there. So now, so if the PO is going to be raised, for that what is happening, guys? PO is going to be created against a particular vendor. So that vendor is supposed to be set up first into SAP. Then only we are going to raise the PO, right? So the first activity, guys, is going to happen in P2P. If the vendor is quite new, purchase department has negotiated and all, then if procurement is going to take place, if somebody asks that what is the first activity which is going to be done, is it like going to be, first of all, do we need to create a PO? No, first of all, master data is supposed to be created, because PO will be created against vendor master itself. So the vendor master setup, first of all, this is supposed to be done, right? So the requirement is going to be raised by purchase department to master data management team to set up this particular vendor. Once the vendor is set up, then what will happen, guys? Then the next further whatever the purchase creation of like purchase order and whatever further things are there is going to be done. Okay, purchase order is going to be created. Once the purchase order got created, it is then it is going to be like vendor has received the PO, and based on that vendor is going to deliver the goods. Goods are going to be, that is going to be posted in the form of goods receipt, right? And this goods receipt is going to be posted with reference to purchase order. Okay, so system is going to copy all the details from PO itself. How it is going to happen, guys? If you guys have a look on the like practically, if I'm going to explain, then you guys will be able to understand. Okay, so first of all, GR is like once the PO is raised, after that vendor is going to deliver the goods. So goods receipt is going to be posted. Again, invoice receipt is also, vendor is going to send an invoice also to finance and account department, that is also going to be posted with reference to purchase order itself. Okay, in between here during creation of purchase order, what is happening, guys? There is no accounting entry. At the same time, if the goods receipt is going to be posted, if the invoice receipt is going to be posted, then accounting entry will take place. Goods receipt means if we have received the goods, it means whatever the inventory is there, whatever the stock is there, stock level is going to increase, and stock is nothing but your asset, right? So increase in asset is going to be debited, right? So your stock is going to be debited, and one clearing account, that is called offsetting account, we can say. So a clearing account is going to be, because every debit should be having like should have equal credit also, right? So debit means stock account or inventory account or stock of raw material account. Let's suppose that is the GL which is going to be debited. Now which GL is going to be credited, right? So procurement, if we are going to procure certain thing from a particular vendor, then a vendor has supplied you the goods, stock. So stock is going to be debited. At the same time, vendor is supposed to be credited. But vendor will be credited only if we have received the invoice. But invoice we have not received yet. In that case, what is happening, guys? In that case, we are going to set up entrim account. This is called clearing account, entrim account, parking account, offsetting account, whatever you say. Multiple names are there, right? This is called GRIR account. Goods receipt, invoice receipt. It's a clearing account, guys, that is going to be set up, and this is going to be credited. We'll discuss in detail later, like during practical, guys. Once the practical, in the sense, once we'll do the configurations. Okay, once the configuration is going to be done, then we'll discuss about those things here, because during goods receipt and invoice receipt, right? So here what happens, guys? During goods receipt, stock of raw material is going to be debited. And here vendor will be credited only once we receive the invoice. So meanwhile, let's suppose if the invoice is not received, and if there is any time lag, in that case what is happening, guys? GRIR, clearing account, is going to be credited. Okay, and during invoice receipt, what is happening, guys? The same GRIR clearing account is going to be debited here. Okay, and this vendor account is going to be credited. Now here the GRIR credit, right, and GRIR debit is going to nullify, and here the original entry will be stock debit and vendor credit. Okay, this is how it is going to happen. Now, and again, how this GRIR is going to be, again, for this one, like this GRIR clearing is also a month end activity, guys, every month end, because let's suppose here worth of 1000. So credit amount is also worth of 1000 itself, right? And again here also worth of 1000, and here also worth of 1000. So now here this credit 1000 and credit and debit 1000 is going to be clear. But how this clearing is going to happen? So even though if you check this GRIR account, this credit and this debit both is going to be shown by system. Even though debit and credit altogether, it's going to be 0, right? But still this is also going to be shown as an open item, and this is also going to be shown as an open item. So what we have to do, guys, manually we have to clear this. Okay, and for that again, clearing procedure, clearing rule also supposed to be defined based on what it is going to be cleared. Because the major question is, let's suppose this debit and this credit, how system will come to know that against this credit is going to be offset against this debit? How SAP will come to know? Let's suppose if we are having like one credit is there and four debit is there, how system is going to identify that which one is the relevant, what to say, debit, right? So clearing procedure need to be defined, and based on that it is going to be clear. That's what I'm saying, guys. There are lots of things to understand. Even in FIMM integration also, too much, very much depth is there, guys, right? Okay, so okay, and here what is happening during, if you post this goods receipt or invoice receipt, in that case what is happening, guys, this GL account is going to be determined by system automatically. And here there is involvement of FI consultant, finance consultant. We are the one who is going to set up this GL account. We are the one who is going to deliver this GL account, right? And during assignment also, you guys will be there along with your MM consultant, in the sense your with your counterpart. You have to sit, and then it is assignment is going to be done. Assignment, no matter, it can be done by you guys also, it can be done by MM consultant also. So we'll discuss like how this assignment is going to happen, and when it is going to happen. But configuration we have not started yet, right? Still we have stuck here itself now. So we are discussing about P2P cycle, right? So starting from purchase requisition, this is internal document, right? And it means with the help of purchase requisition, let's suppose we have raised a requirement that we are having requirement of so and so material, and that too this much quantity, and it is further sent to the higher authority for the approval. Once it is approved, then this is called RFQ. RFQ means what? This is called request for quotation. What do you mean by request for quotation, guys? As I told you, if you need to procure a laptop, you are going to visit the market, and you just collected certain quotations. Quotations means piece of paper where all the details are written, right? Likewise, what is happening, guys? Likewise, since, say for example, if we have to purchase the goods, raw material, that is X, and for that we are having 5 vendors. So we are going to invite quotations from all 5 vendors, that you just quote your price, that 100 for 100 ton, how much total price you guys are going to charge, and in how many days the delivery is going to be, like you are going to deliver this product. This also matters, right? So everybody are going to send their quotations. This is called request for quotation, RFQ. Okay, now quotation approval. Quotation approval means, like, in between the quotation matching is also going to happen. Quotation matching means, first of all, we'll have to decide, like, okay, 5 quotations are there, so out of which, like, which one is the best bargain, right? So let's suppose multiple criteria will be there, guys. So let's suppose if one particular quotation is fixed, that okay, this is the best deal for us. So that approval is also required. It's not like user cannot take decision at their level. Even management is also involved in that. So for that, whoever the authorized person is there is going to approve this quotations. And then once the quotation is approved, then what is happening? In that case, we can say that yes, this vendor is finalized for the procurement. Then after, what is happening, guys? Then after, we are going to raise a purchase order against that particular vendor. And once the PO is raised, once it is sent, then vendor is going to deliver the goods. That is posted separately into SAP in the form of goods receipt. And again, invoice is also going to be sent to the finance department. That is also going to be posted separately in the form of invoice receipt. And then finally, after certain time, what is happening? The vendor payment is going to be done. So this is what is going to happen, guys. This is how the process is going to happen in P2P process. Now, if you talk about the configurations, look at here, multiple configuration steps are there. We have to define purchase organizations, then we have to define plant, we have to define storage locations, right? Even certain posting period, these things are coming into, so these all activity, whatever these activities are there, even after that also, some more configuration steps are there, right? So whatever these things I have specified here, guys, none of the activities are going to be done by you. Okay, first of all, see, how to do the configuration doesn't matter here, because see, how to do the configurations in every organization, configuration document is there. If you become a SAP consultant, you'll be having access of these all documents, right? So configuration documents will be there. You need not to mug up any transaction code. You need not to mug up any path. You need to understand the logic. Okay, path you can find, you can search on Google also, or else you guys are going to get the configuration document there also, it will be there, or else transaction code also will be there. It is available on Google, it is available in configuration document also. Okay, see, I'll tell you, I'm providing training here, right? Daily basis I'm having classes, morning also classes is there, evening also live classes are there, right? And still uh, I cannot say that I'm able to remember all the transaction code. Of course, since multiple topics are going to be taught on daily basis and all, so I'm able to remember lots of transaction code, but can't say all transaction code. Then what about the people? Uh, let's suppose my colleague is there. He got one requirement to configure this automatic payment program for a particular client 1.5 year back. And now what will happen? After 1.5 year, again he got the similar requirement. So look at here the gap, right? 1.5 year gap. So is it possible to remember the transaction code, guys? I don't think that it's possible. But it doesn't mean that we can't say that he doesn't have any idea about automatic payment program, because transaction code is not going to make you a consultant. Your understanding is going to make you consultant, right? He knows the logic, he understand the whatever the impact or whatever the like the meaning of all these configurations and all, right? So this is how you guys are going to become a consultant. Now here, not transaction code, neither path nor transaction code is going to make you a consultant. So here, as I told you, like purchase organizations, plant, storage locations, whatever these things are there, guys, none of the activities are going to be done by you in real time. It is going to be performed by whom? It is going to be performed by your consultant. Now I'll tell you then why this is required. Of course it is required because at least if you have to first of all, like we are going to if you have to test this P2P cycle, if we have to run the P2P cycle, so that is minimum it is going to be started from purchase order, right? Minimum it is going to be started from purchase order, and purchase order is going to be set up against what? It is going to be set up against a particular vendor. And apart from this, in that, certain other organizational unit also will be there, which belongs to MM side. Plant will be there, purchase organizations will be there, storage locations will be there. So who is going to define these all things? In real time, once you guys become consultant, in that case, this is not going to be done by you people, it is going to be done by MM consultant. Even in most of the cases, you won't be having authorizations also. There will be certain restrictions. FI people, in the sense finance people, will do the configurations whichever related to finance module. MM people are going to do the configurations, whatever configurations related to MM module, that is going to be done by those people, because we don't know the logic behind their configurations and all. You are the expert of finance, you are not the expert of MM, right? So you have to do your own activity, they are going to perform their activity. But here in tutorials, if you watch like whatever the videos are available on different platform in this FIMM integration, then of course people are going to start, they'll cover all these topics. Why? Because you have to create the purchase order. For that, minimum purchase order means minimum basic setting supposed to be there from MM side. So whatever the minimum basic setting, starting from organizational structure, because the creation of purchase organizations, creation of plant, creation of storage locations, these all are the part of organization. These are the org structure of, which is from MM side. Like the way we have created company, we have created company code, we have created business area. Likewise, this purchase organizations, plant, storage locations is going to be, this is the organizational structure of MM. Once we start the FISD integrations, guys, from SD side also we are having certain things we are going to set up, like we have sales organizations, we are having distributions, we are having divisions, and all together it is going to become a sales area. So these things are going to be done from SD. That is again separately we are going to define during FISD integrations, but that is also in real time, those settings will be done by SD consultant only, right? So first of all, you need to know that what is your part, what will be done by you guys and what will be done by MM consultant. We in real time we can't do, because sir has taught you that yes, you have to define the purchase organizations, plant, storage location, and all, it doesn't mean that in real time also you once you become the part of, let's suppose, implementation team, or if you become a part of support team, you got some requirement, it doesn't mean that you are going to define the plant, you are going to define the storage locations, or no, it will be not be, it will not be done by you, it will be done by your consultant. So these configurations will explain in next session, guys. Look at here, multiple configuration steps are here, material type, and these all things are going to be even material type is also having certain logic, guys. This is going to control the fields of material master. The way we are having like account groups are there, right? That is going to control the fields of your master data. Likewise, the similar uses there of this material type, because material master is also supposed to be created in SAP. Who is going to set up this material master, guys? And for in order to, like, let's suppose if we are going to set up a particular master data, say for example vendor master, are we going to set up vendor master directly? No. Before that, you have to do some basic settings, right? You have to create account group, you have to create number range, you have to create reconciliation account, and then after vendor account is going to be set up. Likewise, if you have to create a particular material, let's suppose, then are we going to create the material directly? No. But before that also certain settings are required. So who is going to do these all setting, guys? Consultant is going to do these all settings. Okay, and they are going to create the material, they will perform their testing and all, right? The only thing is in P2P, like this is a process where we are having integrations, we are having dependencies on people, right? See, I'll tell you, we are having two kind of invoices. Okay, we are having two kind of invoices, that is called PO invoice and non-PO invoice. In case of non-PO invoice, what is happening, guys? In case of non-PO invoice, you it means like here non-PO invoices, we are not having any dependencies on people. Non-PO invoice means no need to set up any PO purchase order, guys. Directly you guys are going to receive the invoices from vendor, and then this is going to be posted into SAP. So for that we are going to use FB60, or else there is one more transaction code that is called classic transaction code, that is F-43. Both are same, right? The only difference is of screen, right? Now PO invoices means it is going to be posted through MyDo. So this is going to be posted with reference to purchase order, and this is going to be posted without any reference to purchase order. Okay. Now PO invoices means, let's suppose if there is a procurement of a particular material, in that case PO is going to be raised, and based on the purchase order, vendor is going to deliver the goods. Goods are going to be posted, invoice is also going to be posted. So this is what the PO process, right? Non-PO means what is happening. Let's suppose utilities, services. Say for example, we are having like, let's take about the rent itself. The corporate building is there on rent, and every month what is happening? Every month end, a particular builder is there. They are going to send the rent invoices. That this much you have to make payment, right? We have not raised any purchase order. Simply we are going to receive the invoice. It is going to be posted. So this is non-PO invoices. In that case, here we are not required to create any purchase order. So in that case, no integration is required with the MM if we are not having any dependencies, right? Say for example, we are having like electricity bill, Tata Motor, because they are going to consume the electricities, right? So in that case, based on the uses, every month end, the electricity department is going to send a bill that this is what the overall bill for this month. There also we have not raised any PO. Based on the consumption, electricity department has sent you the bill. Telephone bill is there. That is also based on the consumption. Every month, whatever the telecom company is there is going to send a bill, right? Say for example, for this internet and all, they are going to take the internet services from a different company. That company is also every month going to send the invoices and all. So these all are non-PO invoices. We have not raised any PO, right? Based on the consumptions and all, every month we are going to receive the invoices. Okay, sometime in case of rent and all, what is happening, guys? Let's suppose corporate building is there on rent. Let's suppose we are having like certain lands are there, leasehold lands are there. For that also we are going to, monthly we are going to pay certain amount and all. So these all are like fixed amount will be there, or is based on the consumptions, different amount worth of, different worth of invoices are going to be sent by the vendor, and it is going to be posted. PO based invoices means, first of all, PO is going to be raised, and then goods receipt is going to be posted with reference to purchase order. Even invoice receipt is also going to be posted with reference to purchase order. So whenever purchase order came into picture, guys, it means that is related to material, right? And whenever material is coming into picture, it means material management module must be there, and most of the configurations are going to be done by people itself. Where is our involvement, guys? So whenever the accounting entries are coming into picture, guys, automatically FI consultant, finance consultant will directly or indirectly will come into picture, because it's you who is going to set up the GL account, right? So during this goods receipt and during invoice receipt, this is GR, this is IR. These two accounts are going to be fed, determined by system automatically. This account is also going to be determined by system automatically. So how this, or how system is, these are the most important things which is going to be asked by people. Let's suppose this is one of the very famous question, guys, which is going to be asked by people during interview. What they're saying, that we have created purchase order, and based on this PO we have received, let's suppose, 10 unit of a particular item, goods. Okay, goods receipt is going to be posted, right? Goods receipt is going to be posted. During posting the goods receipt, this GL accounts we are not going to give manually. Okay, goods receipt are going to be posted against with reference to purchase order. But once you post the goods receipt, accounting entry is taking place, right? Accounting entry is taking place. So the question is how system is going to determine the GL account, right? So guys, that you need to understand how system is going to trigger the GL account. That you have to explain. Here 98% to 99% of the people are going to be failed, because the way they are going to respond, like, okay, they will say that GL account assignment is going to happen where it is going to happen in OBYC. There will be a transaction code, guys, OBYC. Of course, again, against OBYC itself, we are going to assign the GL account. But the question is, how system is going to reach over there? Based on what? Right? So you have to say, like, there will be certain link. There will be certain, like how system is going to, reach this OBYC till OBYC setting. Right? So of course in OBYC GL accounts are going to be assigned, guys, but GL accounts are going to be assigned against certain combinations. Right? What are those combinations is going to be discussed in what is a practical session. It will be like valuation class. It will be like valuation modifier will be there, right? What is that? That I'll let you know. Okay, valuation modifier, or else it is called valuation grouping code also. So what is this? That, and how you're going to get these combinations? You're not consultant, so that we are going to get from consultant only. So during integration also, even in OBYC setting also, let's suppose if you have to assign the GL account, we know the GL account, but we don't know the combinations. We don't know what valuation grouping code has been created by consultant, right? You don't know how many valuation class has been created by consultant. So that's what I'm saying, guys. During integrations, what is happening? The coordinations, cooperations from both consultant must be there. If GL account is not set up, then also configuration is incomplete. And if material management consultant has not set up the valuation class or valuation grouping code and all, in that case also, assignment is incomplete, right? So they are going to do their part, and we have to do our part. Okay. So, and again, as I told you, in non-PO invoices, we are not having any dependencies. In vendor master, guys, see, I'll tell you, in vendor master we are having three field, that is called general data. Just I'll type in shortcut. Then company code data, and then we are having purchase organization data. Okay, these are the three data. These are the three major tabs will be there in vendor master, right? Now, so for non-PO invoices, what is happening, guys? These two details are only required. For the PO invoices, this and this details are required. Okay, this is also, guys, there will be interview questions. Okay, in vendor master, which segments are going to be triggered whenever you are going to post PO based invoices, right? So in that case, you have to PO based invoices means general data and this purchase organizations data. And how you will come to know? How I think practically you guys will be able to understand. Don't worry. But still, if you're having even little bit idea about also this FIM integrations, then it's okay. If not, then anyway we are going to discuss this practically. So once I start the configurations, things will come into picture, guys. Now here, general data and company code data. Say for example, here, if you talk about, let me do one thing. I think that is expired already. Session. Okay. So here, I'll this session become longer, guys. I thought of to finish in half an hour itself, but still it become longer. Anyway, so you just go to xk02. Look at here, we are having general data and we are having company code data, and here we are having purchase organization data. Now, I'll tell you guys. So if we post non-PO invoices, for non-PO invoices, system is going to trigger this one and this one. Okay. Now, for PO invoices, system is going to trigger this one and this one. How you will come to know? So even if you guys, like, once we set up the vendor, guys, because once I complete the configurations, then once again we either you have to set up a new vendor, or is the same vendor is going to be extended. Vendor extension, what is this vendor extension, guys? Will explain. Vendor extension means some more things if you have to add, like let's suppose company vendor has been created and only general data and company code data is there in that vendor master, right? Purchase organization is not there. So purchase organization data are going to be, those details are going to be added into vendor, right? So it means we have to extend the vendor, uh, or else like extending the vendor in the sense, like let's suppose the vendor details, vendor has been created for a particular company code. The same vendor is going to have again, like for Tata Motor it is created, right? From Tata Motor, again Tata Steel also is going to have some contract with the same vendor. So what will happen, guys? Then here general data will be same for every company code, but this company code data is going to be extended from Tata Motor to Tata Steel also. Okay, that is also called extension. Now here, so I'm telling you guys, here in company code data also, let's suppose if you talk about the terms of payment. Okay, at company code data also we are having terms of payment. Let's suppose we are having options to specify the terms of payment here, and even purchase organization data also we are having options to specify the terms of payment. Let's suppose at company code data we have given a different terms of payment, and purchase organization data we have given a different terms of payment. Where is the impact? Of course impact will be there. What do you have to say? Like, so if somebody asks, this was a question, guys, which was asked earlier from a candidate, that can we specify two different terms of payment in a single vendor? Yes, we can. Most of the people says no, because they know only this, we are specifying the terms of payment at company code data level itself. No, we are going to specify the terms of payment even in purchase organization data also. Okay, so can we specify two different terms of payment in a single vendor? Yes, we can specify. And then you have to explain the logic also. So how system is going to trigger like terms of payment A, and or else like when system is going to trigger the terms of payment A, and when system is going to trigger the terms of payment B. It means TM30 and TM60, right? So you have to put the example that let's suppose in company code data, if we have specified a terms of payment A and purchase organization data, we have specified the terms of payment B. In that case, what is happening whenever we are going to post non-PO invoices? Okay, let's suppose this is terms of payment TOP A and this is terms of payment B. So during non-payment invoices, system is going to trigger company code data, and in company code data, terms of payment A is there, right? This terms of payment A is there. So for non-PO invoices, terms of payment A is going to be triggered, whereas for PO invoices, terms of payment B is going to be triggered. This is what the logic. Okay, so that's what I said, guys. In a vendor master, we are having three different datas, right? So general data and company code data is going to be triggered during non-PO, and for PO, general data and purchase organizations data will be there. I'll tell you one more thing. In real time, what happens? Let's suppose if we do, let's suppose if you become a part of implementation team. Okay, so in implementation, what is happening, guys? Like data migration is also going to happen. Data migration in the sense like in legacy system, you'll be having what to say, multiple master data will be there. In legacy system, GL master is there, vendor master is there, customer master is there, right? So now let's suppose already like 20,000 vendors are there in the legacy system. Now, what do you think that is it possible to set up all these 20,000 vendors manually into SAP? Of course it is possible, but you just assume how much time it's going to take. It's going to take lots of time, right? So in that case, what we are going to do, guys, we are going to migrate those vendor from legacy system to SAP system, and for that we are having special tool given by SAP that is called LSMW. LSMW. Okay, this is what is going to be used by consultant. This is one of the famous and favorite tool of consultant. Why? Because if you guys are going to use LSMW, you won't be having any dependencies on any technical consultant. Okay, at the same time there will be a counterpart also, in the sense we are having alternative also of this LSMW that is called BDC, batch data communication. So this, what is the use of BDC? Again, the same functionality. BDC is also having the same functionality which is there with LSMW. The only difference is LSMW is going to be in like a functional consultant can do this migration with the help of LSMW independently. We are not having any dependencies on technical consultant. Whereas in BDC, what is happening, guys? You need to take help of your technical consultant also. There will be a dependencies on technical consultant. That is why LSMW is most famous and it is going to be used. Now we'll come back on this integration itself again. So here, as I said, like data migration is going to happen. Okay, so if you have to, like, let's suppose if we are going to migrate the vendor data, in vendor data we are having, in vendor data is going to consist of three major segment, that is general data and company code data and purchase organization data. So these general data and company code data is going to be migrated by a FI consultant, whereas purchase organization data is going to be migrated by MM consultant. Okay, so I think if you create, like, let's suppose here for if you are going to create general vendor master which is having general data and company code data, so we are having a transaction code FK01. Okay, and centrally vendor creation of vendor centrally, what does it mean, guys? It means general data, company code data and purchase organization data, all three. So XK01. Okay, look at here, this I have given here XK02, it means changes. So if XK series, if I have given in that general data, company code data, purchase organization data, all three is appearing, right? Here if you go for, let's suppose FK02, in that case only two, general and company code data, right? So let's suppose, so if you talk about like creation of non-PO vendor, FK01 can be used. Okay, creation of PO vendor, XK01 can be used. And for PO, guys, for PO, even like let's suppose for PO window, as I told you, this data is like measure what is going to be triggered, general data and purchase organizations. In that case, there is one more transaction, I think XK01, FK01, and there is one more transaction code, guys. I'm forgetting that. I'm not able to remember the transaction code. Is this? I think VT01 is for customer, I guess. Yes, this customer. So can we have like VK01? No, this is a different thing. Okay, this is a different thing. Okay, there'll be a transaction code, guys, that I'm not able to remember. But in that transaction code, with that transaction code, what is happening? Only these two data will appear: general data and purchase organization data. So anyway, in real time, what is happening? If you talk about the data migration, your consultant is going to migrate this purchase organization data from legacy to SAP system. Now, so once again, we'll come back on this P2P. So here, what is happening, guys? In this session, what we have discussed, we are discussing about FIMM integrations. Theoretically, I have just explained about this FIMM integration, guys, and briefly, I have explained like. Of course, certain accounting entries are going to take place in this like P2P process, and that is why there is involvement of FI consultant. As I told you, whenever the accounting entry is there, you guys are going to involve directly or indirectly. Your involvement must be there because accounting entries are taking place, and accounting entry will be taking place. It means there will be a requirement to set up a ZL account, right? And this ZL account assignment is also required, guys. Okay, so of course our requirement is here in P2P. But most of the configurations, whatever in Nexus and whatever the most of the configurations I'm going to do, guys, for those configurations, these all configurations, 90%, 95% of the part will be done by consultant in real time. I told you, since we are not having an consultant right now, that is why we have to perform testing for P2P to have a perfect understanding, because the people will ask questions from P2P in the sense FIMM integrations. Questions are going to be asked by people that how system is going to trigger the GL account, how automatic account determination is happening, what are the elements which is responsible to trigger the GL account during goods receipt, during invoice receipt and all. So how you guys will come to know, guys? You guys will come to know only if we perform this. First of all, we have to do the configurations, and then we'll perform the testing part also. And after testing, I will let you know how system is going to trigger the GL account. So that's all in this session, guys. In next session, we'll start the practical part.